Okay, so we're looking once again at the long pattern substitutions using the pattern up, pattern down method. Notice that it doesn't have to be pattern up or pattern down. You can go over. So let's say the fourth of the root 2, 3 is going to be our 5, 6, 7 because we moved the pattern up. You can look at that as the fourth. Well, here's E root 2, 3. Root 2, 3, right? Well, let's find one over here. Here's root 2, 3 here. Guess what's sitting over here? 5, 6, 7. You see, to its left is the fourth, to its right is its fifth, 4, 5, 6. And notice, if we move the pattern down, we get the 4, 5, 6. So that's its fifth. But I always used to say, well, just play the pentatonic. Now we're going to add, think positive, add. In the fourth, we're going to add the major seventh of the fourth. And in the fifth, we're going to add the suspended fourth, the fourth of the fifth. So we add one more note to be positive. Okay, so you can just, forget all this and just play the diatonic over the fourth and the fifth. That's fine. So we've got pattern up, fourth substitution. If you want to play that fourth, the fourth is going to go to fourth plus. I have a C written on that F sharp. So C, 4 goes to F sharp, fourth sharp. Okay, it's fourth sharp. It's not necessarily F sharp. All right, because the fourth of the Lydian mode, all right, is going to be B flat. So the fourth sharp is going to be B natural, which is the seventh of the root mode in the key of C. Same thing with pattern down on the fifth substitution. 7 goes to 7 minus. Okay, so it brings it down to the dominant. Okay, so the major seventh of the fifth, if you wanted to play that, if you drop it down to the dominant, it becomes the fourth of the root. Okay, so that's the adjustment we'd make there. Now these adjustments can be simplified. For instance, when we look at, and this will bring us to our next chart in a minute, but when we look at taking this 7 down to this G here, we're changing the polarity from positive to negative here. If you want to look at half step, whole step as a negative, and then whole step, half step as a positive, because look, you're doing that whole steps like that's more positive than bup, I can't get off the ground here, right? So it's negative if it's this half step, whole step. For some people, half step can be positive because it's wonderful, to be able to know where that half step is and know where you are in the scale. You're either between the third and the fourth or the seventh and the root. So it's a polarity change on the fifth, and in the fourth, with the fourth here in this E string shape here, where we're going 4 to 4 plus, 4 goes to C. Guess what? This is also a polarity change from negative to positive. Okay, so in other words, if we're starting in the C box here, all right, so we have I'm not going to put the capo on right now. If we on a substitute, we move the pattern up, and we got 7 root 2 on the bottom here, right? So we're going to go 7 root 2, but if I go 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, I've hit the B flat. We have to change the polarity of that. Right back to the regular C diatonic. Boring, because you did all this work just to get back to the, you might as well just use the diatonic rule. But if I told you, play me an E-shaped pentatonic, right? So I'm doing this, I'm going. Oh, suddenly it's easy. Well, all I'm saying is just go ahead and add the 7th there. for that. And you can also play the seventh of that, you can play the E. So, again, you're going back to the same diatonic. Why are we talking about this? We're just doing it just to go through the motion, make sure everything works, the circle starts and the circle ends. And it all works. We go through it as an exercise. So let's move on to the next chart. So this is the action here, and it becomes the diatonic. So when we make the adjustment to the fourth, it becomes the diatonic again. When we make the adjustment to the fifth, it becomes the diatonic. Okay, and we've got some simple rules. Okay, now let's take a minute and just look at the half diminished. I don't want to get into this in this lesson because we're not moving along too quickly. For half diminished, 2 minor, use the fourth triad substitution. Set 3 goes to the augmented fourth. Same concept. Okay. Same thing. We're doing the exact same thing. We're making an adjustment to the fourth so that we're back to the regular diatonic, and then we're essentially playing our Locrian at that point. So for those of you who want to look into that, there's the chart for that. Okay, but it's the same concept. We're going to make one adjustment there. It looks wrong in theory. 4 plus becomes the seventh. Okay, because 4 plus of the key of the fourth turns it into a Locrian fourth, and it becomes the seventh of the root. Okay, so we're back. Here we are, chart 317. Play away subs. Play away, positive. We want to play. We don't want to say don't play. We want to play. Subs for root diatonic scale. Fourth, root 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Fifth, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, nobody wants to play a scale that skips a note, Yeah, it's kind of weird, a six note scale. But those are the okay notes to play, and we don't want to be memorizing, so we want to do it by string shape. So let's look at those individual string shapes. We can save a lot of time. Okay, now this is the little modal chart left over, and these are the old rules for the small cage system, not modal caged, but just caged. Okay, C-A-G-E-D. So we can see here, what does it say? What did I say? Root 3, 5, and then 2 minor would be substitute the fourth and then play root 3, 6 of that substituted fourth shape. For the third minor, we substitute the fifth and then play root 3, 6 of that substituted fifth shape. And that'll give us the minor arpeggios cage bound. The fourth is just substitute the fourth and play root 3, 5th, move the pattern up. The fifth, we substitute the fifth and play root 3, 5. Now notice there's no seventh in that root 3, 5. Notice there's no fourth in that root 3, 5. See, so that's how we avoid that problem of going into the key of the fourth or the fifth. Same thing with the root 3, 6. You don't see a fourth or a seventh involved there. For the 6 minor, we just play root 3, 6. So we've got, well, I'm going to put the capo on. If you have a C, key C, and the A minor, if we look at the individual string shapes, okay, let's get a fretboard here. We're in the C box right here. Alright, this is a regular C box right there. the small C box. Let's make sure we're looking at the small C box. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Alright, let's make sure we're looking at the small C box here.